Owning your software sounds like more work than it's worth. That's the objection I hear every time I show someone how to move off a platform they've been renting. And in the last episode, I did exactly that. I moved my business off kit.com and onto tools that I own. In that case, FluentCRM. Today, we find out if that objection really holds up or if renting your software is quietly costing you something you haven't noticed yet. Hi, I'm William Beem. I went out on my own and did what most business owners do. I picked up tools one by one. My bills kept climbing. I did the work by hand that I'd already paid the tools to do. I spent years building systems at places like Lockheed Martin and PwC. I just wasn't using that skill set in my own business. That's what I do now as principal architect for Suburbia Press, and it's what this show teaches you. Today, we're going to test whether owning your software is really more work than renting it. Remember, last episode, I moved my business off a platform I never owned. Today, we talk about why that mattered. If you're new here, episode 1 breaks down 5 questions that this show runs on. I call it the capability framework. Self-hosting sounds like more work than renting software. Every setup step feels like a cost you don't have to pay if you stick with a subscription. That belief keeps most business owners renting forever. The bill climbs every year on autopilot pricing, and the vendor decides what breaks and when. If something changes, it's not something that you decided usually, it's because the vendor made a change. A dropped account can also drop years of automation work with it, the work the business built but never actually owned. We saw that in the previous episode where I had a lot of automations that I built, but because I decided to go back to the free plan, those automations were gone. I can't do anything with it. I can't export it. Owning your software costs time once at setup. Renting costs control every month for as long as you use the tool. Set the platform up right the first time, and the ongoing maintenance is smaller than most people expect. You do some plugin updates. You have a backup schedule that works for you. Once you set it up, it just keeps running. It's simple. It's easy to do. This is continuity and control from the capability framework working together. A business that survives a vendor change owns the pieces a vendor could otherwise hold hostage. So, for example, I mentioned that I used FluentCRM. Well, I bought that software. Now, you may still have an annual license fee for support and upgrades, but you own the software. You can keep running it as it is as long as you want. And the vendor does not control the data that I have inside of FluentCRM. I store that on my own server, so it's not being held by another company that I have to keep paying rent to. This isn't hypothetical. We showed it in the last episode. The contacts and the tags moved over cleanly because that data belonged to the business. The automations are what didn't survive because kit.com owned that logic and not the business, my business. I built that logic, but I didn't get to keep it. I could not export it. The paid account behind those automations lapsed years earlier. The moment it lapsed, the automation logic did too. You can't even see it to copy it. Of course, cost is only part of the reason to own your software instead of renting it. Here's what else changes when the pieces are yours. Self-hosted tools built to work together create convergence. They share data directly instead of waiting on 2 vendors to build and maintain an integration between them. FluentCRM tags can trigger Fluent Community access instantly. So if I give someone a tag in FluentCRM that is associated with an access control in Fluent Community, a user with that tag can access a class or a lesson or a space to use for a discussion. That's how simple it is. The two work together. It doesn't work that way if you're using kit.com and let's say something like School or Circle. But it works with my self-hosted software because both read from the same database. A rented setup usually depends on a third-party integration tool like Zapier, and that tool can break. It can change its pricing, or it can drop support for one side of the connection. Every self-hosted tool you add increases the value of the tools already in place. That's called compounding. They're all drawing from the same data instead of duplicating it. You don't have a copy on one SaaS platform and a copy on another SaaS platform. You've got one source of data. It's all in your database on your server. Now, a rented setup often compounds cost instead. More contacts, you get more seats, more monthly line items, without the tools actually working together any better. Self-hosted setup can function as one connected system. That's Coherence. One system instead of a collection of separate logins and separate exports and separate support queues. Many SaaS tools are built to be the center of your business, not just a piece of it. Plugging several of them together often means forcing pieces that were never designed to fit. Also, many SaaS platforms price by usage. The more contacts you have, or the more emails you send, or the more active users you have, the tool gets more expensive exactly when the business is succeeding. Some SaaS tools break that pattern. ThriveCart, for example, I own that. It charges once. Now, it does have some upsells for added features, but not for using the product that you already bought. So there are some exceptions in the world of SaaS. The pricing model isn't the real dividing line between SaaS and self-hosted, though. Control is that line. Cost and features aren't the deepest reason. The bigger question lies beneath it all, and it really isn't about software. Sometimes service, not product, shows up somewhere you'd never expect. Here's an example. In Mill Creek, Utah, city officials found a license plate reader camera sitting on city property. No one in the city government had approved it. The device belonged to Flock, a surveillance camera company, and neither the city nor the local police had a contract for it. A state senator involved in the story named the real issue directly.
What's equally concerning, I think, is that they can take the device down, but it's the data that we're concerned about.
The hardware isn't the problem. The problem is who collects the data it gathers, who stores it, and who can access it later. That's the control question from the capability framework asked outside of the software. Control doesn't ask who owns a device or an account. Control asks who owns what happens to your data after it leaves your hands. A business running on a SaaS platform answers that question every day, usually without realizing it. You don't know when your data is on someone else's platform. Are they using it for something else? Where is it stored? What country is it in? Those are things that most people never ask when they're buying a SaaS tool. Owning your software costs time once. Renting it costs you control every month. That's the trade you're actually making, whether you've thought about it or not. In the next episode, we go back to the beginning, architecture planning. Before you build anything, we'll separate the blog from the business tools, and we'll set the foundation that everything else in this season builds on. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again in the next episode.